Fires engulfed Knysna this week. A briefing now underway where the mayor, we understand, is due to speak. Let's listen in.
Hello, ladies and gents. If I could maybe start from the Plettenberg Bay side. We are dealing quite effectively with that fire. We've still got resources out there because, as you know, that we've declared a unified command which brings the incident as one under the command of the incident command here that we established at Knysna. So the Plettenberg Bay fire, we're dealing with it quite nicely. We're making good progress there. At Witterdrift, about 15 minutes ago, we were still aerial bombing and have ground crews there. We also need to just secure that fire so that we can focus all our attention on the fires here in Knysna. In the Knysna area, we've still got the fire burning in various places. It's one fire, but it created different fronts. So if I could start at Sedgefield, which is now the area where it's spreading to currently because of the wind direction. That started about 2 o'clock this morning when the fire spread to that side. The wind is starting to gain more momentum outside there. We've got a lot of ground crews there, so we are trying to contain that side of the fire. At this stage, Sedgefield town is not under threat, so there's no need for panic at Sedgefield because we are making progress in containing that fire. We also have aerial bombing happening at Sedgefield. Just coming a little bit further towards Knysna, Buffalo Bay, which is the next town. We also have not evacuated Buffalo Bay. The town is still fairly safe. Although we have a fire burning above it and the fire that's maybe progressing behind Buffalo Bay. But at this stage as well, we have got ground crews there to protect the town of Buffalo Bay, and there's no need for evacuation there either. Both Sedgefield and Buffalo Bay, we've got most of our resources there because that is now the new front of the fire with a change in the wind direction. Blaricum Heights, which is just above the town, it's one of the areas where we've still got some buildings in the area that we need to protect. There we've got also a lot of resources in there. It's one of those fires that keep flaring up and spread in different directions. But we are containing it. That I can safely say that that fire is contained. Although the public might see trees burning and whatever, that is just in the middle of the fire and it's not spreading anywhere at this stage. Brenton's on that side. Brenton's, we've also had a couple of flare-ups to the east of Brenton. We have dealt with it. There are no new property losses in Brenton. And we've got ground crews there as well. Once we've secured the front of the fire at Sedgefield and Buffalo Bay, then my intention is then to start aerial bombing in the Brenton area, especially the areas which are inaccessible for ground crews. The Reenendaal, a lot of reports we received at the Reenendaal that there are new fires. I can safely say they are not new fires. There are fires that have been burning for the last couple of days, and what the public are seeing is flare-ups. But there we've also got a lot of our ground support people there, and they are actively fighting that fire. Our objectives for the rest of today, unfortunately the wind is coming through a bit earlier than what we thought. We thought that this weather will come through a bit later. But it seems that this wind is actually bringing a bit of rain, and we actually hope that it will rain enough for us to gain access to areas and for areas inaccessible to actually be extinguished. And just to wet the area in the path of the fire to actually slow it down a bit. But our objectives remain the same. The fire, Knysna, Plettenberg Bay is pretty much contained. The one going down the Sedgefield one is not contained yet, and we are working extensively to contain that fire. I can safely say that the N2 currently is open as well. We're keeping it open because being an arterial route through Knysna, what we have done is with provincial traffic is for people travelling through from the Plettenberg Bay side or from the Sedgefield side, they're being escorted through by provincial traffic department. It's just a safety precaution we put in place because visibility is pretty poor there, and I still have firefighting crews working off the N2.
Any questions?
Sorry, Chief.
Yes, ma'am.
Mariska from the SABC. Can you just talk to us a little bit about the number of staff that's out there? How many vans? How much feet do you have out there?
Okay, we've now at head count this morning, and when we're preparing now for the next operational periods, we are now in excess of 1,000 people. Those are firefighters from the different organizations who came to assist us. There are people as far back from Johannesburg, Cape Town, the Knysna staff, our neighboring municipalities. Then we also got working on fire teams, a large contingent of them, so over 500 of them alone. And we've also got Cape Nature, and then we've got our PG Bisons, our MTOs, they're all, let's call them all firefighting staff. So we've got a lot of staff. We've also got some more resources who made themselves available, especially vehicles, because we've got a large staff component, but firefighting vehicles remain the problem. And as you see, Knysna, not every area is accessible, and we need to put firefighting vehicles with ground crews. So we've still got the Office of Assistance from Drakensberg Municipality as well as Breede Valley Municipality, and I have accepted that they must send us firefighting vehicles, which they willingly are doing. So we are making inroads when it comes to getting vehicles. We have got a lot of firefighting vehicles, but currently we deploy them extremely thinly over this vast area. And then they also need to deal with the current situation in town, because we can't leave Knysna totally exposed. You might get new fires or accidents in the town, so we've still got that contingent to keep them as a backup strike force.
I'm saying yeah. Well, we were saying there's evacuations in Buffalo Bay. Where are the people being taken, and what is still needed? What do you need? We only needed 2 blankets. What is still needed at this stage, and what is the plan going forward?
Okay, the Buffalo Bay, I can safely say that we are not evacuating it. If we're going to take any action in Buffalo Bay, it would be to get the helicopters in when they finish, because we are monitoring all these fires very closely. I've got staff on the ground there who's reporting to us what's going on, and we also get visuals from the spotter plane. We've got a link to our incident command post, so we get real-time visuals from them. So there's no need to evacuate Buffalo Bay at this stage. Should we decide to evacuate Buffalo Bay, we will not evacuate it, but only move people to safe areas in Buffalo Bay. But there's no need for panic now to evacuate Buffalo Bay. And I think the Mayor can answer the issue about the needs of the community, because I'm only dealing with the operational side and the firefighting.
Chief, sorry, just one more question from me. We know that there were thousands of people evacuated. Are they at this stage now back to their homes, or still, it's still a no-go area?
At this stage, I've not given the go-ahead for people to go back in the areas because of the flare-ups, and obviously we need the infrastructure to be returned to normal. In dealing with this fire, we've got 3 objectives that we've set for ourselves, and unified command together with our Mayor and our municipal manager, where we're looking at first protecting lives, saving lives, protecting property, and the rehabilitation. So we are doing the first 2 now, and then we need to look at the rehabilitation.